All right, welcome to vlog 30, where we're doing quite different to the rest of the vlogs I've done in the past. I've got two guests I'm going to chat with, my fantastic collaborators Nyssa and Zoe, and they'll introduce themselves in a second. But we're going to be having a kind of question and answer kind of session today. But before we do that, I'd like to acknowledge that we're on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay respects to elders past and present. My name is Dr. Jonathan Yo Kingsley, and I'm a Senior Lecturer of Health Promotion at Swinburne University of Technology. And today we are at the Centre for Urban Transitions because I am an affiliate member of that, and I work with fantastic scholars like Zoe and Nyssa. And I guess the first question I have for Zoe and Nyssa, and I'll ask you one after the other, is what is your research area, and to introduce yourself to the audience, and then we'll go from there. So I'll start with Nyssa on the far side, and you can introduce yourself, and then we'll go to Zoe.
Hi, my name is Dr. Nyssa Hadgraft, and I'm a postdoctoral research fellow here at the Centre for Urban Transitions. So I'm a public health researcher. My area of research is really about understanding factors that influence active living behaviours, so physical activity and sedentary behaviour, and also health outcomes associated with that. So factors that influence how active we are in our day-to-day lives, and sort of health outcomes associated with that as well. And my current research focuses on focusing in environmental factors on active living behaviours, so things like how we design our cities and our neighbourhoods, and how that influences, how active we can be in our day-to-day lives, including travel behaviours and things like that.
Fantastic. And Zoe?
I'm Zoe Goodall. I'm a research associate here at the Centre for Urban Transitions, and I'm also a part-time PhD candidate. My research is about housing, specifically the private rental sector and share housing, and I do a lot of different projects relating to that, but I suppose most broadly I'm interested in issues of justice and fairness for people living in rental housing.
Fantastic. Now, just to mention, I did mention it earlier, we are in the centre itself. We were planning to go outside into nature, like we usually do, but it is really soggy and wet out there, so we're going to stay indoors and dry for the moment. And I guess it's a good segue to our final question around being outside and in nature. We are interested in the gardening space. That's something we are all interested in, and housing, and how they kind of interlink, and why they're important to our health and well-being. So my question to you, and we've been doing research around this, and we want to do further research, why is that intersection between housing and gardening so important to you? And I'll start the other way now to Zoe, then to Nyssa.
Well, I think, gardening has so many benefits for health and well-being, and you don't need any academic knowledge to understand that. I think if you've ever felt joy or contentment or a sense of relaxation while gardening, then you understand it, whether that's having a huge vegetable garden or just taking care of some indoor plants on your balcony. But the benefits of gardening are so constrained by the kind of housing you live in, like how much space you have or what you're allowed to do with the property. And so I think it's really important that as many people as possible can experience the joy and the health and well-being benefits of gardening, and what different things can we do to make sure people have those benefits.
So true, Zoe. And Nyssa?
Yeah, I think probably echoing what Zoe said, I think there's lots of great benefits for physical and mental health associated with gardening, and I think increasingly more and more of the population live in cities, and we have a bit of a disconnect from nature. And I think that one of the things I'm interested in at the moment is looking at the role of green space and greenery on cardiometabolic health, and I think gardening provides an opportunity for us to have a little bit of nature in our own little homes. But I guess as a public health researcher, I'm interested in how we can reduce inequalities in health outcomes and health behaviours as well. And one of the things we've been thinking about with housing might be a really important factor or a potential barrier to people's opportunities to participate in gardening. And so we're really interested in looking at, does the type of housing that people live in or the type of, tenure arrangements they have influence people's opportunities to garden and take advantage of those benefits, both for physical and mental health.
Thank you both for explaining this important research area. And as I always like to do, I'd like to say thank you for listening yourself, and goodbye, and thank you for digging into your health and wellbeing.